pretty similar fashion yesterday. A group text message was sent out to every single Cavalier player from Max Strus. Strus said simply, if you don't believe, then don't show up for work.
Noble, I also love your YouTube videos. I watched them while I was gone. That was fire.
But getting paid because yesterday we had a full sweep. Mike going under, that was just icing on the cake. Why are we going to go in such a weak AFC South? Unless we have the NBA Blowout Association.
Bang! Knicks take a 1-point lead with 13 seconds.
When you hear the sirens, you know what that means.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
What is up, my friends? It is your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make that money. And that's really our goal here on the channel, is to get to that bag. I'm not trying to lie to y'all like Max Strus just lied to his teammates yesterday, because you're just going to go 0 for 9 from the three-point line after trying to motivate the teammates. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous, and that only hurts us because we took his over on three-pointers yesterday, and I'm just watching him, and he cannot hit the side of a barn. The Cavaliers, what a disappointment of a season. We just have to be flat out honest and admit it and say it. I mean, the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference, I mean, okay, we understand that Boston was the defending champion, and, you know, the regular season might not mean everything like, you know, some other people say, and having the 1 seed is still impressive, but at the same time, not even getting to the conference finals, Donovan Mitchell might be in that category with Joel Embiid, but we're not here to talk about that today. That could be the debate of the day, and we are, like, I mean, let's talk about it. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it. But we are going to talk about our picks and plays of the day because it is Wednesday, May the 14th. And guess what? The New York Knickerbockers play today, and they have a chance to close out the Boston Celtics here on the road. We have a few best bets in that game alongside a few other plays on the channel for today. But a quick recap on how we did yesterday. You just heard the little mini rant. It was not a good day for us. We did end up losing on the day, going in actually 1-4, which is not what we wanted. We start off the day with our parlay of the day. The Texas Rangers get it right, but the Cincinnati Reds couldn't score any runs. This game was 1-0 for like the entire game, and then the White Sox scored 4 runs at the top of the 10th in extra innings. The Reds were able to tie that game up late, and then they fell apart, so that hurts. You just heard my rant on Max Strus. I'm not talking about it anymore. Role players have to step up, and nobody did for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We were able to hit our two-way parlay of the day with Evan Mobley for 15 and Jamal Murray for 2 3-pointers. I mean, Jamal Murray was jacking that thing from deep. He could not hit the side of a barn either, as he went like 3 of 13. But hey, we only needed 2, so we'll take it. And then our other pick of the day that I added late night was Robbie Ray over 1.5 walks and Dylan Cease over 1.5 walks. And Dylan Cease decided he wanted to strike out like 10 people and he didn't want to walk anybody. So that's just annoying, considering that both of these guys do struggle with the walks in their control at times. So 1-3 on the day, just down $200. Which is kind of annoying because, like I said, it did not necessarily have to be that way based on how we did or based on how the games were looking for us. All our plays are tracked at Noble Living on the Action Network. So let's dive into our plays for today. If you have not, click that like and subscribe button for me, man. I greatly appreciate it as we're trying to continue to grow the views and get more people on the channel. So for our first pick of the day, I know I took Max Strus for 3-pointers yesterday, but I have to take Mr. Payne Pritchard today over 2.5 3-pointers. And you can see here I have shooters shoot. And that's why I liked Max Strus yesterday. He was shooting the ball really well from the field in that series. Just very disappointing to see that 0 for 9 performance. But Payne Pritchard is going to be a guy who's going to probably play more minutes and going to have to step up for the Boston Celtics because we know that they lost Jason Tatum. It sucks to see anybody go down with an injury, but especially an Achilles injury for a player like Tatum of his caliber. A long rehab process, I'm sure he's got it, but it's just going to be tough to see. But they're going to need scoring tonight, especially it's an elimination game. It's at home. Who else to go with in the 6th man of the year? Mr. Payne Pritchard. If we go take a look at his game log real quickly here, we can see let's see if they have him. I don't know if they're going to have him in the starting lineup because I'm sure they're going to still have him coming off the bench with no, yeah, they'll just probably move Al Horford there. So we can just go to the bench real quickly. Payne Pritchard, like I mentioned, we've taken him every game so far. If you don't want to take him for, 2.5 3-pointers and just take the 2 3-pointers, I'm not opposed to that. But if you look at last game, he was shot 4 of 10 from the field, but 2 of 7 from the three-point line. We took him for only 2 3-pointers last game, so we got kind of lucky there. But if you see in the game before that, 5 of 10 for 23 points at the Garden, 3 of 9 the game before that, and 2 of 5. So that's only on 24 and 22 minutes and only on 21 minutes. So with no Tatum today, I'm expecting similar to this 34 minutes that we saw, or at least 28, 29, 30-plus minutes for Pritchard. The volume should be there. I think the Celtics are going to keep living and dying by the three-point ball like we've seen every game thus far, and I think they're going to want to make it a track meet. We've seen from the game that they've won that it's going to come from them hitting three-pointers. They just fell apart last game, and Brunson had a godlike game. Nothing you can do about that. But they're at their best when they're forcing the Knicks to score 115, 120 points, which I think you can still stick to the game plan. Even obviously without your best player, that hurts, but I think you can still stick to the game plan. So we're going to go Peyton Pritchard over 2.5 three-pointers made. Our second best bet of the day is going to be our builder of the day, and I'm going to keep running this one until the wheels fall off, and that's going to be Jalen Brunson for 25 points, Kuminga for 15 plus points. That gets you to plus 103. It's just a volume play, guys. All right, we know what Kuminga brings to this Warriors team in terms of offensively. Let's go look at his. He's not looking to pass the ball. Moses Moody's been god-awful, okay? He can't hit the side of a barn. Gary Payton, he's not out there for offense. He's out there for defense. So when you really look at it, the question is going to be who else can help score besides Jimmy Butler, and it's been Jonathan Kuminga. 23 points last game, 30 points the game before that, 18 points in game 2. And this is a guy who stayed ready off the bench, and he's just getting his opportunity with the Curry injury. This is obviously a must-win game for the Warriors. The attempts are there, 13 attempts, 18 attempts, 11 attempts, getting to the free throw line as well, 12 attempts, 11 to 12 from the free throw line last game. That shows a level of aggression that I like to see. So for me, don't overthink it. I don't even have to show you Jalen Brunson's game log. You guys know what he does. He's going to get the volume. He's shooting it 25 plus times. You're really just asking for a guy to hit half of his shots. And 14 of 20, 5 last game? That is literally peak efficiency for somebody like Brunson. Who else is going to score from them? I'm not expecting a blowout tonight. Give me 25 plus points for Brunson, all right? And if you don't want to take Brunson, then take Cat for 20 or take Mikal Bridges for 15. I think, you have a few other people that you can play with if you don't want to take Brunson, all right? Another parlay that we're going to go with here is going to be Julius Randle for 20-plus points, Jaylen Brown for 20-plus points. That's our 20-plus point parlay of the day. And we could go look at the game log for both of these guys, as both of them have been – Jaylen Brown has been like a Robin missing in action or Batman missing in action. I don't know which person you consider him. But Julius Randle has been the superstar that the Wolves needed when they traded for him. Like when they made the trade and got rid of Cat, they obviously saw something in Randle that they liked. And now they're one game away from returning to the Western Conference Finals. And a lot of it has to do with Julius Randle, although Anthony Edwards is the guy that gets the headlines. I'm not going to talk about Randle a lot because you've been tapped into the channel. You guys know how much we've been consistently taking him. 31 points last game on 11 of 21 shooting from 4 of 8 from the three-point line. If you want to run back the points and assists like we took last game, I'm not opposed to it. His line's only at 22.5 at plus money, which is not bad either, which you can just take that point line. But I'm just going to take the 20 points. He's gone over this number in 3 of the last 4 games, and dating back to last series against the Lakers, he's gone over this number literally every playoff game except for 2, where we saw he got 16 and 18 here. So I'm not opposed to that. It's just consistently hitting. Superstars do what they need to do. The volume is there. And if the Warriors need to win, Draymond, hey, you were crying for the Defensive Player of the Year. You better get on Julius Randle and figure it out, because it ain't a Rudy Gobert thing. Obviously, you want Steph to be there, but Julius Randle's been killing y'all. So I'm going to continue to take it as long as Julius Randle continues to be efficient. Now, Jaylen Brown, on the other hand, for the Celtics, we know what's at stake for them. Elimination game at home. He's the superstar. He struggled with injuries all this postseason, and he has not really looked like himself. But this is the thing. We need you to step up. You are the superstar. You're going to be the guy that, people look to as the number 2 guy. 20 points last game on 7 of 16 shooting. And truthfully, for me, I think that's not bad considering how much Jason Tatum dominated that ball. He was dribbling the life out of the ball. So to see a guy like Jaylen Brown get 20 points, I think, believe it or not, that the Celtics could win the next 2 games. I'm rooting for the Knicks, obviously, but I think Tatum, he demands the ball so much, and obviously playoffs are about going and get a bucket. But like when you see Brunson going and getting the bucket the way that he does, it kind of can play a factor on you mentally. And I'm not saying that's what Tatum was thinking, but all I'm saying is the Celtics have not really been playing team basketball, in my opinion. There are times where they could swing it a little bit more. They could drive and kick. But last game was very much a lot of Tatum one-on-one ball, and to see Jaylen Brown still get 20 points gives me confidence with no Tatum today that he's going to be able to get his. And if he doesn't, then that says a whole lot. So 20 points here, 20 points in game 2, 23 in game 1. He's gone under just one game this series. Don't overthink it. Minus 116, so not fully plus 100, but I like that, all right? Our last best bet of the day is going to be our baseball play of the day. And we're going to go Mets on the money line, Dodgers on the money line. That gets you to minus 111 odds. Now, it is a travel day in baseball. I do have our Nobu Nerfy on the TikTok, so make sure you guys go check that out. So games going on all day. But let's go look at these 2 late night games between the Mets and the Dodgers. Now, the Mets got Clay Holmes on the mound, and the Pirates got Bailey Falter. Now, the Mets are 17-4 at home. That's one of the stats that I'm really looking at here. Now, right now, we're just trend betting, fading the White Sox, fading the Colorado Rockies, fading teams that cannot win on the road, backing teams that win at home, like the Mets, and fading the Pirates that are 5-16 at home. Bailey Falter has not been bad, 2-3 with a 4.36 ERA. And he's shown performances this year, like last start against the Braves, where he went 6 innings of 2-hit baseball, that he can be good. And then look at this start against the Padres, one of the best offenses in baseball, 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run. But this is the number that concerns me here. 2 walks, 2 walks, 2 walks. And if there's a team that's going to take the walks, it's the Mets. Yes, they're going to strike out like Alonso did yesterday, but guess who's going to get on base? Soto. Guess who's going to make you have to perform your pitches? Brandon Nimmo, Vientos. So these are guys that can really exploit you if you're not being sharp. Now, Bailey Falter is a guy that can be sharp. So this is a game kind of similar to yesterday's 2-1 game that I would play some innings if you guys do that. I like to bet live innings on Bovada, or you could do it on FanDuel, DraftKings, whatever sportsbook you use. But I like to bet like the under in innings. I don't do it all the time, but I'll do it for an inning here or there, especially as a hedge on like a bet like this. But we've seen at times 7 earned runs, 3 earned runs against, and the Mets have just been good at home. And Clay Holmes, he's been strong. 2.74 ERA. I love the W's here. The Mets are winning in his starts. 5 straight wins on Mets games when Clay Holmes is start. I'm not going against that trend. And he's pitched really good, phenomenal baseball. Doesn't give up the home run ball, which is good. That can keep you in a low-scoring game. The Pirates are right now out without O'Neal Cruz, who's their best offensive guy. Just don't expect a whole lot of offense from them. Even if this is a 3-2 finish, I expect the Mets to grab the win here. Now, our second game is with the Dodgers here. And the Dodgers got absolutely clobbered last night at home. So I'm expecting them to bounce back a little bit today. But this is a team that's been 15-4 at home. And I'm really just going to back Yamamoto, who's been just clutch. 1.8 ERA on the season. I mean, dude has been absolutely dialed in. But this is the thing. You look at his last start, 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, so 2 home runs given up. So you might be like, Noble, that's not really good form. But yes, that game was on the road at Chase Field, which is a hitter-friendly ballpark. But let's look at his splits real quickly, and let's look at Yamamoto at home. He had 1.69 ERA for him, which has been absolutely stellar on 3 starts on 16-inning pitch, and only 2 home runs given up. So for me, this is a good bounce-back spot for them. The A's have not been bad this year on the road, 14-7, but it looks like Gunnar Hoglund is going, and he only has 3 big league start underneath his belt here. 6 innings against the Miami Marlins, and 5 1/3 against the Mariners here. 3 combined runs, which isn't bad, but none of those offenses are the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's not Shohei Ohtani followed by Mookie Betts, and then you got to go through Freddie Freeman just to see Max Muncy. Like, it's just too much. And then that's not even mentioned Teoscar Hernandez. That's a lot for a young pitcher. So this one, I'm just going to give it to the Dodgers here to grab it done. That is our 2-team team of the day. So that is it for me today, my friends. 4 quick winners that I'm giving you guys. Peyton Pritchard over 2.5 3-pointers at minus 120 odds. We're going to go Jalen Brunson for 25, Kuminga for 15 at plus 103. We're going to go Julius Randle for 20, Jaylen Brown for 20. That gets you to minus 115 or so. And then we're going to go Mets on the money line, Dodgers on the money line. Not fully all the way to plus 100s on these, but no need to chase unnecessary value when I just really like the teams and the players that I kind of gave here, all right? Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Per usual, man, is your boy Noble Living. Follow me on all socials. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't, man, and let's continue to get to that bag, get to that cheddar, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Later, gang.